I spent the first 8 years of my life without a bedroom. I slept on a couch inside our home in a trailer park in El Monte, California. I was introduced to Notre Dame by my great-grandpa Charles. He was a fanatic, biggest Notre Dame fan to this day that I've ever met. And Saturdays weren't college football Saturdays, they were Notre Dame football Saturdays. And I still take pride in the fact that I knew the words to the Notre Dame fight song before I knew the words to our national anthem. I was about 10 years old when my dad had decided to move my mom and I to the middle of nowhere, Arizona. It was just because California got hard. It got tough. We were the three of us living in a one-bedroom trailer in a trailer park in a not-so-great neighborhood. My school was about 2 blocks away, and my parents were terrified to let me walk to school or walk home from school. My parents actually ended up separating after a couple of years living in Arizona, which again was hard for me just when I had gotten used to being away from my family. The family that I did have felt like it was falling apart. It was my mom's turn in the carpool, and I remember waking up and getting ready and thinking, like, something's not right, like my mom's not awake yet, and she's supposed to drive us. And so I went to wake her up, and I still remember everything felt a little bit different, and I remember going to wake her up and telling her mom, like, it's time, we have to go, and my mom didn't wake up. When I first lost my mom, it was really hard for me to find motivation to do things. I didn't want to do things that I had done because she had convinced me to do. I didn't want to go to volleyball practice. I didn't want to do all the clubs and things that I was involved in until it dawned on me that my mom wouldn't have wanted that. My mom always told me that she wanted me to have a better life than what she had. And so I really threw myself into everything that I did. No one in my family had ever been to college before, and I told myself I was going to Notre Dame, which is an elite university. But that didn't deter me. I still knew Notre Dame's where I want to go. I remember the day that I found out I was going to Notre Dame like it was yesterday. I get an email notification. It was a flashing ribbon that said, "Congratulations, class of 2019. And I remember it felt like everything just like in my head exploded. A little bit after the excitement wore off, I was scared. I had never been to this school, so their admissions office emailed me and invited me to be a part of spring visit weekend. I remember shaking in my seat, my legs shaking. I was so nervous because I kept thinking to myself, what if it's not what you thought it was? And when we pulled onto campus, we pulled up in the parking circle right behind the main building. And I remember stepping off the bus and looking up at the Golden Dome, and I started crying immediately. It wasn't like what I thought it was more. But it never dawned on me that people where I'm from don't go to Notre Dame. People where I'm from can't afford Notre Dame. But I was given the gift of Notre Dame from people that I had never met before. And yet, that didn't matter. My experience here went far and beyond any expectations I could have ever had. I mean, I could play volleyball anywhere, I could play flag football anywhere, but I was playing flag football at Notre Dame. I was eating lunch at the dining hall at Notre Dame. I was going to class at Notre Dame. I knew I wasn't going to play football. I'm a 5'4" female. But I wanted any way that I could get involved with the team. And it just so happened one day I was walking and I see a flyer inside one of the class buildings, and it says something about getting involved with football. And I didn't even read the rest of the flyer. I was like, I'm there. And I go, and there's at least 120 people in there, all students, all wanting to get involved and learn more about this program. And the current managers told us all about what they do. I was like, yeah, I'm in. I don't even need to know the rest. Let me know. Right before the blue and gold scrimmage, they do a final meeting where they hand everybody who had been involved throughout the year a letter. And I opened my letter, and it said that I had been chosen to be an equipment manager for Notre Dame football. And I was ecstatic. It didn't feel real. I called my grandma and I told her, and she didn't really know what it meant. So explaining to her that I got to work with the football team that I grew up watching, that we grew up cheering for, that we were in love with, my great-grandpa was in love with. Telling her that I got to be a part of it all was like a dream come true.